Hmm. This topic is called addictions. Addictions. Okay. Uh, I'm trying to see how I want to start this. Okay. I look at a lot of crime TV. A lot of crime TV. I look at a lot of first 48s, uh, disorderly, disorderly or disorder. I think it's disorderly in the court. So I look at a lot of, again, crime TV, whether it be the first 48, uh, interrogations of suspects, so on and so forth. Well, this one interrogation that I just got finished watching, like maybe an hour ago, is of a dad of a he's an ex-marine, ex-military, but he was in the Marine Corps, and he was having some problems with his family, and he wasn't sure whether he wanted his 4-year-old little boy by this woman that he met while he was on leave. Well, if you didn't want him, you should have kept your dick out of her. That's just how, if you didn't want the little boy, you should have put on a raincoat. So that I will blame you for. Because if you're not sure that you want a child with whoever that you sleeping with, why don't you put on a damn condom? Period. You can't say that it was an accident, because that's a lie. Period. The only accident that can actually come from where is if you have a wet dream. Yeah, I'm just being real, Carol. Yeah, if you have a wet, that's an accident. Yeah. Other than that, you made the decision to sleep with that woman. So 9 times out of 10, after that decision is made, then what you have to do is deal with the consequence. And what's the consequence? Well, the consequence of your actions could be a baby, a child. That's the consequence of your actions. Period. That's the consequence of your actions, a child. Okay? Now, so for that part, I blame him. And I'm going to be hitting on a few areas, a couple of areas, but it all ties into addiction. Anyways, so he was having problems with uh his one night fling, if you will. She wasn't taking care of the little boy, and she wanted to go out there and spread her legs for every Tom and Dick, Mr. Harry. That's addiction. People can be addicted to sex. That's an addiction. You can be addicted to being a hoe. You can be addicted to that. You can be addicted to being a pimp. You can be addicted to that. Okay? Now, uh, so he went and got his son. CPS got involved with whatever was going on between him and his one night stand. So he went and picked up his son. He brought his son back to his place. And, well, one day the boy was not eating, and I guess the daddy got frustrated or whatever, but the boy wasn't eating, And you got to understand, this is a 4-year-old little boy. My little boy is 4 years old. Listen, sometimes it is very frustrating to me that Zion don't want to eat sometimes. Period. Children are going to do that. They have selective whatever, and they, especially toddlers. Wait till they start trying to be a teenager. You can't keep food in that damn house. You can believe that. They're going to raid the refrigerator. They're going to raid every corner that you got snacks hid in. And yes, parenting is a trying thing, especially when they're that young. Parenting is a trying thing, and if any parent can sit up there and say that you have never got frustrated with your children because of the way that they're acting and so on and so forth, you're not a parent, or you ain't been around your child long. Period. Even Jesus' mother, earthly mother, got frustrated with Jesus. Even Jesus' mama, Mary, she got frustrated. How she didn't? If you read your Bible, she did. So if Jesus' mother got frustrated with the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, who is you to say I don't get frustrated? Period. Children will push your buttons, especially when they're that young. They are going to push your buttons. Yep. They are going to see how far they can take it. They are going to see. And what we have to understand is that in their own little way, they are actually gaining their own independence. I'm just being real about that. They're actually gaining their own independence of, this is what I want to do. Even though you saying that is wrong, I still want to test it. Just like the other day. Case in point. Okay, well, it was yesterday that it happened. But for a long time, and I mean for a long time, my son 4 years old. Ever since my son learned to walk, and I got that up on YouTube, his first baby steps is what I call them. Ever since my son learned to walk, he ain't walked yet. That nigga run everywhere. That little nigga run everywhere he go. He don't walk. He don't walk nowhere. He just run. I gave him some coffee the other day. I don't know why the hell I did that. But he wanted, I want coffee. I said, all right, Zion. You don't want no coffee. I want coffee. I said, all right. Because I like cold coffee. I'm sorry. I like the Starbucks cold coffee. I like the iced coffee. No, I don't care what y'all don't like. I like it. It's good to me. My wife, she don't like coffee, period. But you too drink coffee, don't you? Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry. She drank cocoa. My bad. She drank cocoa. It's all the same to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I will put some cocoa in my coffee and drink it just like that. Anywho. So, I had been warning Zion over and over again. Stop running. Stop running. Zion, stop running. Zion don't listen. I said, Zion, you gonna fall and bust your ass. Stop running. He still don't listen. I said, okay. And did I start to pop him after the first few times I told him to stop running? Yeah, I did. I've only popped my child twice, and each time I felt like shit. Period. I'm not advocating to don't discipline your children, but where the hell did Jesus tell us to hit our kids? He never said that. He never said that. And the last time that Zion got a pop on his little butt was when he took off from me and we were out and about. We were in the public setting, if you will. And it pissed me off. It pissed me off, but I was more scared than pissed off. Because he could have ran out in front of a car. And I mean, he took off from me. You didn't have your child here? Yes, I did. Zion has, you see, I'm going to tell you something about Zion. Zion has a unique way of slipping away from you. And that's no lie. And I'm not finna just grip my son's hand as tight as I can to break his little bones in his finger. But I did have a hold of Zion's hand. And the next thing you know, when I looked around, that little joker had done slipped out of my hand and was running and laughing about it. And yes, that ticked me off, but I was more scared than I was ticked off. But did he get a pop on his little butt? You damn right he did. You damn right he did. But soon after that, yeah, I felt like shit. This all ties into addiction. Anywho, so I kept telling Zion, stop running, stop running, stop running, stop running. He don't listen. And this was after I gave him the pop. He don't listen. And I remembered something that was told to me by my parents, my grandmama. The best teacher is experience. Well, I'm in the room last night playing my game. Next thing I know, my wife then came in the room. She looking at me. I'm like, what's wrong with you? She say, if you see what'd you tell me?
If you see a scratch on Zion's knee, he fell in the den.
Yeah, that part. And I'm just looking, I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, I told this little gremlin to stop running. So, did I do what fathers do? Yeah. I got up, I went in the den to where he was, looked at his knee. Yes, he do got a couple of scratches on it. There ain't no deep scratches. They didn't, and no blood was none of that. He just had some scratches on his knee. And sometimes, yes, you can break the skin without even bleeding. Period. And I looked at him, and he looking at me. He knew he was in trouble. He knew it. And I'm looking at him. I say, Zion, did I not tell you to stop running?
Yes, sir.
My one mind said, pop him. That was in my mind. That was in my mind. Okay. But my next mind said, and I believe this was the Holy Spirit. In my second adulum, I ain't got him. He's already suffered enough. Let him know this is what happens when you do not listen. But also, let him know that you care about him. Well, I didn't follow my first mind. I followed my second mind, which I believe was the mind of Christ. I said, Zion, this is what you get when you don't stop running. I said, I'm sorry that happened to you, but you did not listen to me. I told you to stop running, and you did not heed my warnings. And he looking at me, and you know, when I still consider Zion a baby, even though I know he's not a baby, but he is my baby boy, because I got an older one. Actually, I got two other boys. One is in glory. Which would be my middle child. That's in glory. Even though I know Zion is not a baby, I know he's a toddler, but I still call him a baby. You know, I still consider him a baby. That's just how I feel about it. Anywho, and I also know that my son is autistic, so that kind of keeps me, you know, at a stand, you know, or whatever. Anyways, he looking at me with you know, those eyes that all kids look at you like, you know, like a little sad puppy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And I mean, I grabbed him, I kissed him, I hugged him. I said, Zion, this is what happens. This is what happens. And I go over there because he loved those chocolate chip pies that I buy. I went over there, I got him 2 pies out the box, out of the little thing, and gave it to him. And I said, maybe next time you'll listen. And I was done with that conversation. I kissed him one more time and I left. Period. No, I'll tell you again, I am not around my son 24/7. There's a reason for that. And it's not my fault. at all. I'm just not around him 24/7. I'm there, but I'm not around my child 24/7. Not at all. Not at all. Period. It's not my fault. Now, getting back to this dad. So this ex-Marine picks up his son. His son was not eating. His daddy was getting frustrated about his son not eating, so on and so forth, right? Next thing you know, he took his son and threw him upside the wall. This is a 4-year-old. And it kind of hit home for me because my son is 4. He tried to lie his way out of it because the police went to the hospital and interviewed him there. And the doctors were saying that the injuries that the little boy sustained is like he been in a car accident. So that was some force. That was some force that his daddy had to use on his son. For the doctors to say that the way that his brain swelled up, it looked like that he was involved in a car accident, that was some force, okay? This all ties into addiction, okay? Now, I believe that his daddy succumbed to his anger addiction. I believe that. That light is glaring dead on my face. I believe that his daddy catered to addiction. I believe that his daddy succumbed to the addiction called anger. I believe that. Why do I believe that? Because even though I'm better than what I used to be, my wife will tell you, I was an angry motherfucker. I was addicted to that shit. Addicted to it. When I tell you that anger is an addiction, I'm not lying. Anger is an addiction. I don't care what nobody tell you. Anger is an addiction. Period. Period. I don't know if he knew that he was addicted to anger, and anybody can, well, you know, that shit lie. You can't be addicted to anger. Yes, the hell you can. Especially if you've been raised up in that bullshit. Especially if you've been raised up in a family where that's all you saw was anger. That's all you seen. That's all you seen was violence. Yes, it can become an addiction in your life. I don't care what nobody tell you. Can't nobody tell me about me in anger. I grew up in a house where all I saw was nothing but anger. Nothing but anger, nothing but rage, nothing but nigga preaching one day on Sunday, and then Monday through Friday, you getting beat. Now you can say I'm lying, I don't care. But I grew up, and it's not an excuse, it's the truth. I grew up in that. That's all I know. My wife can tell you, when she first met me, she loved me, but she didn't like me. And when I say she loved me, love is better than like, okay? She loved me because she loved me past
Your pain.
that. She loved me past what I was and saw what I could be. That's why we've been together almost 17 years. That's why we've been together almost 17 years. Now, am I telling you that I am all better? No. But back when my wife first met me, everything was all tens to me. It wasn't nothing down. Everything was all tens to me. If you looked at me wrong, I was cussing you out. And that's the goddamn truth. I don't care what nobody believes. That's the goddamn truth. That's the goddamn truth. Period. And it wasn't because, see, people think that just because a person deals with anger, you think that, oh, you trying to be a badass. That's what people say to me. No. That's not it at all. That's not it at all. It's not that you think you Billy Badass. That's not it at all, bro. That's not it. It's an addiction that's in you. Period. So what do we do about addictions? The first thing you must do is stay in prayer. The first thing you must do is keep talking to your Father. Do I still struggle with anger on a daily fucking basis? But I'm going to tell you something. There have been many times, and I bless God for my son, and I bless God for my wife. There have been many times that my ass should have been sitting up there in Harris Road. And I'm not saying this just to make the wind move. My God. I'm not saying this just to make the wind move. Just the other day. Just the other day. When that stupid, Lord forgive me, when that stupid bitch did what she did. If you go back to what I'm talking about, just go back. But I'll give you a brief synopsis of what I'm talking about. I'm sitting at the stop sign. I'm looking for some annihilators. Because somebody annihilated a monster in my truck. I ain't going to point no fingers. I said fingers. I didn't say finger. I said fingers. So I don't point. No, wrong answer. I'm looking for some. Hey, Pop. How's everything? You looking good. Yes, sir. I like Pop. I'm looking for some annihilators, right? There's nobody sitting behind me at the stop sign where I was sitting at, okay? Nobody. I had the right of way, okay? Here come this old bitch. Okay, here come this old bitch at the opposite stop sign. I'm going straight, she's turning. I got the right of way, okay? She's turning, I'm keeping it straight. Know your fucking road rules, bitch. Anyways, see, there you go. I'm sitting there looking for my annihilators. I was asking my wife, I said, is anybody behind us? She was like, no. So I'm just looking for my annihilators, right? What is this street right here, baby?
Columbus.
Columbus. We sitting on Columbus, and she was, that's Columbus too? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was going the opposite way of Columbus. So anyways, I'm sitting there looking for my annihilators. Nobody sitting behind me. Nobody sitting behind me. Nobody sitting behind me, okay? But there were cars that were sitting behind her stupid ass. I'm doing this with my hand. And I know she see me. I'm telling her, go ahead. The reason why it's called a right of way is because I got a right to give it away. Dumbass. That's why they call it a right of way. Not a right of way, but a right of way. Because I got a right to give it away. Now, I'm sitting there looking for my knowledge. She just sitting her ass right there, blowing her horn. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this? What the fuck is wrong with her? I'm like, woman, would you please go? There's nobody behind me, so I don't have to move right now. Just go. All right, so. Calm down. I told you I can go from zero. I told you. So. Finally, she decides to cut off her indicator from making that left. She decides to cut off her indicator and go straight ahead, passing me. I'm not thinking nothing of this bitch. Nothing. I see her pass me doing this through her driver's side window. Just pointing at me. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with this bitch? I'm like, man. So I finally find my damn annihilators, right? About one or two of them. Don't laugh, that shit ain't fun. Motherfucker. So anyways, I finally find my little annihilators or whatever. Next thing I know, my wife's like, oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't. I'm like, what? My wife said, look behind me. Look behind us. I'm looking. My son's starting to tense up. The other young lady that was with us, she's starting to kind of tense up. So I'm looking. And this bitch was like, this is my truck. This her car. Well, that's her car like right there. And she lays on her horn. She lays on her horn. This all ties into addiction. She lays on her horn. Okay? That dumb shit. I still didn't move. So finally, she cuts to the side of me and stops. And started to roll down her window. Now, my wife is very good at what she carries. And she's very legal. The whole truck is legal. I'm not advocating violence, not nowhere. Period. But my whole vehicle, the young lady that was sitting behind that was in the truck with us, very legal. When my son get up in age, he gonna be. Come on, you are currently offline. You are currently live. Come on, your internet connection was restored.
Satan, boy, no.
Yeah, he's a bitch. Anyways, I'm finna cut it off anyway because it was just about addiction. Anyways, ain't nobody gonna listen to it anyways. So the whole truck is very legal. Like I told you before, the reason why that I put up these videos, it's not for people's sake. It's for my children when they go back and I wonder what I can do about this. What I can do? Oh well, let's go see what Daddy talking about. There you go. Anyways, so the whole truck is very illegal. Even the truck itself is legal. It can be a weapon. You can believe that. So it's legal. So she pulls up on the side of me. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not from run down ass Waycross. I don't know what these country ass people down here think they doing. I'm not from this place. Where I'm from, when you pull up the side of somebody like that, there's only one thing that's on your mind if both of y'all got a problem. Little battle like snake ass, bitch ass nigga. And I got internet service. It's just doing dumb shit. Anyways, let me end this shit. See, it's stuff like that irritates the fuck out of me.
Because you know it ain't nothing but Satan.
So, the battle like bitch pulls up beside me. Okay? When she winds down her window. Soon as she winds down her window. Okay? Soon as she winds down her window. Okay? All hands went on a Second Amendment plan. All hands. All hands. You finna get popped 4 or 5 times. What? That's like a criminal trying to rob a goddamn police station. like this dumbass movie that I see was a comedy movie that I seen where these dudes go into this donut shop to my freeze, nobody move. And the next thing you know, every person that was sitting, there was about 30 of them, were police officers. They all got their it was like, damn. One of the cops said, now have a seat, Einstein. Guess what? Don't bring your mouth to a fight. She winds down her window, talking shit, spitting and shit. I mean, she was in a rage. In my 41 years on this earth, I never seen nothing like that in my life. And I know why it's happening. Trust me, I know why. Y'all gonna see pretty soon why all that was happening. Period. She, call me motherfucker, you stupid son of a bitch, all that shit right there. My wife said, baby, baby, baby. She just kept talking. She just kept saying it. Please, please. So I look at her, and it just came to my mind. You want to go home or you want to go to jail? Oh, you trying to impersonate a car? Fuck you. I had already had my wife dialing the number. By the time she got to the last one, that bitch was gone. So I didn't see no need to bring him out there. I just asked her the question, do you want to go home or do you want to go to jail? And I'm going to tell you why that question came up in my mind. I got this movie called Training Day. And that's what Denzel Washington would ask you, do you want to go home or you want to go to jail? So I kind of turned that shit into a comedy shit so I can calm down. Nah, I'm quite sure she wouldn't have went to no damn jail even if the police were called out there. Period. They probably did nothing to her. They probably would have said it was me. He was the abrasive Negro. And I'm just sitting my ass right there not doing that. Oh, we probably would have got a nasty one to come up there. You know it. Period. But the point to that is this. If it was back in the day, that probably would have went a whole nother way. But the reason why I say I thank God for my wife is because when you have an addiction, and anger is an addiction, alcohol is an addiction, eating can be an addiction, sex can be an addiction, drugs, of course, can be an addiction. Period. Pornography can be an addiction. When you have an addiction, you need a sponsor. AA meetings shouldn't only be for alcoholics, drugs. It should not be for just Alcoholics Anonymous. It shouldn't be that. Just because you don't have an alcohol addiction does not mean that you don't have an addiction in any other area in your life. And you need a sponsor. When I feel like I want to knock the fire out of somebody, I look at my wife sometimes and I look at my son. My son don't say nothing to me, now my wife do, but my son doesn't say, but just his look at me is letting me know, Dad, I need you here. I need you here. I don't need you over there in Harris Road. Or I don't need you in whenever we move to Tennessee, whatever jail that they have up there. I don't need you up there in Dade County Jail or in their prison system. I need you here. I'm your sponsor, so I need you here. If I feel like that I'm finna, and some of y'all take this the wrong way because you ain't shit anyways, but if I feel like that I'm fixing to do something that I got no business, like I'm finna fly off the handle at my son, if I feel that way, Carolyn, come get him. Or sometimes Carolyn will be right there. Carolyn will be right there. That's why the Bible says when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. He didn't say when a man find a hoe, a drag foot, somebody who don't like, who don't want to take care of children, or help you take care of children, or both of y'all get together, whatever. No, he said when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing, because that wife comes with everything. And one of her duties is to keep your ass out of trouble. Because as men, we are hard-headed as dog shit. We don't want to listen to nothing. Our egos is through the damn roof. And to you men, you know I'm right about it. I don't care if you a cop, a lawyer, a doctor, you know our egos is through the roof. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. You know it. But if I feel like that I'm fixing to hit my son or whatever, I have a sponsor. I have somebody who helps me. My wife knows that I struggle with anger. Now, am I saying that I've been that way? No, I'm not saying that. But who knows what's down that road when he started to become a teenager? when he starts to really try me, you have a sponsor. And I don't know, maybe if that young man, had someone, I don't know if he did or not, but from what I can see, he didn't. Because the child mother didn't much want to take care of. So maybe if he had just that sponsor to say, hey, listen, I understand. Let's not go down that route. I would rather have a sponsor to say, Maurice, tone it down a little bit. Tone it down a little bit. Bruh, you finna get yourself into some trouble. You don't want that. I had some damn police officers in Jessup. To calm me down. Remember that night?
Mm-hmm.
And when I seen both of those police officers again, after that night, this was back in 2014.
Yeah.
2014, after that night, when I left that residency, because one of us was going to the morgue and the other one was going to jail. And that's no bullshit lie. And I know I wasn't going to no morgue. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. That's another reason. Bring some drink, baby.
Okay.
That's another reason why when people see me, I'm by myself. I don't like being around people. I just don't like it. That's why I find it comical. I mean, I haven't heard it much now, but that's why I find it comical when I used to hear certain police officers here in Waycross, Carolyn and Maurice, or Maurice and Carolyn, always up there at the chief office, kissing ass. You stupid son of a bitch. We only been up there probably once or twice. And don't get mad at me because the chief say that I have an open door policy. You stupid son of a bitch. I don't even go up there like that. Never have and never will. Period. That's why I say some of y'all just dumb as hell. Period. You're just dumb as hell. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe if that young man had a sponsor. Maybe if he had a sponsor. Maybe if he had someone there. You know, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have went that way. It's devastatingly fucked up what he did to that little boy. Like I said, it hit home for me too. Because even while I was sitting there looking at this, I said, I thank you, Jesus, that was not me. See, some of y'all, that ain't me. No, what you need to do is say, thank you, Jesus, that was not me. I could have been sitting right there in that same spot. Especially if you're addicted to anger. Especially if you're addicted to anger. Thank you, Jesus. That was not me. And I'm not going to sit up here and blame that man and down that man. You don't know what that man was going through. Everybody, oh, you a monster. Oh, you this, oh, you that, oh, you this, oh, you that. You don't fucking know. You don't know. There have been many times people have flew off the handle, did some stupid shit. I could attest to that. That don't make you a fucking monster. In that moment, you lost your mind. In that moment, you just became mentally incompetent to control yourself. I don't give a fuck what you say. That's why people have sponsors. These AA meetings, whatever. That's why people have sponsors. My wife is my sponsor. She took that role home and she became my wife. Don't be drinking out of my tea. Look at you. She always drinking out of my tea. Yeah, she made it. Fuck it. Oh, I got you. If he's still asleep, just let him sleep. You got the baby monitor. And I can go on his phone right here and see him. I'm right here at the house, so if he's still asleep, let him sleep. This phone thing is on my nerve, bro. Look at this bull mess. And it won't stay up. Just dumb. Yeah, I'll break it to you. Shut up. Don't worry about it. Say what it is you can say.
And you say what people don't understand, just like as you said, alcohol, drugs are an addiction. Anger is an addiction. Just like the alcoholic, when he feels like that he can't cope, he goes for the drink. The drinking helps him to cope. People with anger, that with an addiction to anger, that's their coping mechanism.
Yep.
And a lot of times, in which the Lord had to teach me this, is that some people, anger is used as a way, basically to mask hurt, and that's where a lot of it.
You might as well say who he taught you that about. Might as well. I don't hide shit, Carol.
Well, I know, but I don't.
I know, but I don't hide shit about me. My life is an open book. If anybody want to know anything about me, I'm gonna tell you. That what I don't want you to know, it must have been that bad. But I don't ever want somebody to think that I'm perfect. No, you just think you all that, blah, blah. No, I don't. My life is literally an open book. I would tell you anything you want to know about me. Period. I hold no secret. I hold your secrets, but I'm gonna hold my own. Anyway, go ahead. That's just what it is, bro.
But yeah, but concerning Maurice, the Lord dealt with me and told me that anger was his way of dealing with hurt. He uses anger as a defense, because of everything that has happened in his life. That's the way that he keeps his feelings in check. Basically, you're not going to hurt me anymore.
Yep. And it's not an excuse, it's the truth. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, as Maurice says, you need that person there that's just like the drug addict, the alcoholic, the person, whatever your addiction may be, you need that person that's going to be there, not to feed your addiction, but to help you through it. So when that person wants to take a drink, they have another person there to say, no, we're going to go another way. So when a person has an anger issue, instead of going what they know to do, which is to react in a way that can cause trouble, you have that person there to say, baby, listen, okay, let's calm down.
Like that, I'm just using this, like that night in Jessup. I'm finna say Oldham, but we went in Oldham. That night in Jessup.
Yeah, that was Jessup.
No, I'm talking about Oldham. We went in Oldham, wasn't we?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, that night, like that night when that thing happened in Jessup, Georgia.
Yeah.
And you can believe it, you ain't got to. It doesn't matter to me. One of us was going to the morgue and the other one was going to jail.
Yep.
And I wasn't going to the morgue.
Nope.
Period. And what calmed me down was my wife. And how she did it. She said one thing, Maurice, there's children in this house. Because according to my wife, there was another female, there was two other females that was there, and there was a man that was there who thought he was just Billy Badass. According to these three women, my wife and the two other women, these two women, because the other bitch, she was trying to egg that shit on. But according to my wife and these two, and let me put this out there, it wasn't because of something between him and I. That didn't have shit to do with it. It was because he got in my wife's face and put his finger in her face. So I politely moved her out of the way. And I got this close to his face. And I said, if you raise that arm again for any reason, I'll cut your fucking throat. And I was ready to do it. I was ready. I swear to God, I was ready to fucking do it. Because you're not going to threaten my wife, bro. You're not going to threaten the love of my life. I've said it once, I've said it twice. The two people that I will die about is my wife and my child. Period. Death doesn't scare me. And if you knew my life as a kid growing up, you understand why death don't scare me. What I'm concerned about is what happens after. That's my concern. But death does not scare me. It never have and it never will. Period. Now, what? And plus, she was very legal to carry. Don't get it twisted. She had that firearm right there in her purse. So either I would have cut his throat or shot him. Period. And that's just how I felt about it. Now, he was way bigger than me. I mean, he was a big motherfucker. Swear to God. Swear to God. But he knew then, because at first, when it first started, that's why I say I got some stories for y'all ass. When it first started, I was trying to be polite. And if anybody know me, if I get into a confrontation with you, the first thing I'm going to try is to be polite to you. Swear to God. Swear to God. I'm going to try to be polite to you. I'm going to try everything I can. And it's so sick and sad that people think just because a man being polite, you a chump. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Take that man politeness and go sit on your ass. David was polite. David could have been killed Saul. He told Saul. He went through Saul's camp one night. David said, I could have been killed you. You think I'm scared? I'm not scared of you, bitch. I could have been off you. But I did not touch God anointing. So my respect was for the Lord, not for you, nigga. This is what David was saying. At least that's how I took it. My fear was for the Lord. Well, that night, because, hey, I wasn't saved. I hadn't given my life to Christ. So at that moment right there, my respect was for my wife when she tried to calm me down. And she did. Obviously, I'm sitting in front of your face. But when he walked up to my wife, and I thought he was going to slap my wife. If he would have did that, I probably wouldn't have been sitting here. Bless the Lord. That's why you don't need a female that's always in mischief. That's why you don't need a female that's always about a whole bunch of fucking niggas. I'll say it again. You don't need a female that's always around a whole bunch of fucking niggas. Every time you turn around, she at this nigga house. She at that nigga house. She over here at this nigga house. She over here. She over there. She over here. That's trouble. That's trouble. Now he hating. Hating on what? Hating on what? I'm 41, motherfucker. I ain't 98. I can still go out there and do the same shit everybody else doing. Why would I want to do that? When I'm trying to build a future for my kid. Why would I want to do that? I don't know how long I got left on this earth. I'm trying to build a future for my son and my wife. So that if God decides to say it's time for you to go, at least they don't have to worry about nothing. You can't establish anything always in the goddamn streets. What you gonna establish? A toenail? That's why you niggas stay broke. You always in the goddamn street paying money for a hoe. And that same hoe that you go to the clubs with and shit, guess what? When you ain't got no money, your black ass broke, she still at the club with another nigga. Now you want to go kill this nigga. Why? She wasn't yours to begin. She's a hoe, nigga. A hoe ain't got no papers on her. Then she don't want no papers on her. She want to be free. She's a hoe. She's a doorknob. She's a drag foot. She gonna sleep with any to everything, so why would I want to be around that? I'm good with all that bullshit. No. And the same thing go for a man. Why do any female want to be around a lazy piece of shit? Why would any female want to be around a lazy piece of shit? Why is that? You want to always be around a lazy piece of shit. Nigga ain't going nowhere in his life. All he think about is Temu. Or dumbass website that seen you fucked up shit. They tell you where that nigga life at. I always want to buy retarded shit, nigga. You damn near 40. You talk about somebody, you damn right I am. Goddamn right I am. Cause you narrowing that shit down, and you damn right I am.
Your whole life is a PS5.
Your whole damn life. That's all you think about, playing games. That show you where your life is. That show you who you are. That show you who you are. You love playing games. Period. And then gonna look at other people. You got a PS4. Hey, stupid motherfucker. Guess what? I can have a PS4. I can go get a refurbished, which I did. I went and bought me a refurbished PS4 off of Amazon, nothing but $300 and something versus your damn near $800 and something PS5. Why am I going here? I don't know. Versus your damn near $800 and something PS5. I went and bought me a refurbished PS4 that was like $240 something. But after tax and my insurance that they put on it, it came in about $3 something. Watch this. I went and bought let's just say a $300 PS4 versus your damn near $800 PS5, right? Or $700 PS5, right? Some of them cost $1,000. You can believe that. You all happy about that shit, but you ain't got no more money left. I went and bought my refurbished PS4, and I can actually get a device and put it on my PS4 so that it can play PS5 games. So why the fuck would I want a PS5 again? I got a whole bunch of PS4 games in the room. I probably got over 40 something PS4 games. I love the Call of Duty and the other. What else I play? Because I'm playing Call of Duty now.
You got your, I forgot the Metal
Hard, yeah, Metal Gear and all that stuff right there. I love, and snipers. I love shooting games, right? So, you know, hey, I'm going to give all that up now, granted. No, I don't think you can. I don't know if they have started that or not. But they have said, at least I have read, where you cannot play PS4 games on a PS5. And I don't know if they actually started it yet. But when I was looking at the shit, you couldn't even buy anything for you to put on your PS5 so that you can play PS4 games. So you got a whole bunch of motherfucking PS4 games that you can't play.
It depends on some of them, not all. They got a thing where you can it's something that you have to pay and download to upgrade it to the PS5.
Yeah, but in the same token, you still coming out paying more money.
Mm-hmm.
Where you could just get your little refurbished PS4, get whatever device that is, put it on your PS4. They play the PS5 games and you straight. You good. So you don't need nobody that ain't got their priorities straight. So that night, yeah, my wife looks at me in my face and said, baby, there's children in this house. There's kids here. And there was like, what, 3 little girls up there? 2 little girls. What, 3 little girls? I can't remember. Anyways, and they were sleeping peacefully in their room. But at that time, my wife and the other female said that when we looked in your eyes, there was nothing there.
It was blank.
So what now?
I say your eyes were blank.
That's what they said. That's what they said. Both of them said at the same time. When the police came up there, sure, they was being stern and hard with me, right? I didn't know why, because it wasn't my fault. I didn't start the shit. But they explained it to me why. That they had to be that way. But even one of the cops said, man, I don't know what was on you. One of the police officers, I don't like to say cops. One of the police officers said, I don't know what was on your mind. But we sure glad you got it off your mind. And they told me that because as soon as I left, because they say, where you from? I told them where I'm from. They were like, well, where you staying? I say Waycross. They said, if I was you, I would get back to Waycross and do it now. And I'm looking at them like, the fuck y'all think y'all talking to? See, there go that ego thing. And I was like, I'll go when I gas up. I leave. They leave. I go to the gas station. I get pumping my gas. Lo and behold, they both go up there to the gas station. Well, I'm sorry. Forgive me. They leave before I do. But they made the other person leave. That's what it was. I'm getting shit confused. Anyways, they made the other stupid ass motherfucker leave. Then they leave. And then I leave. When I get to the gas station, they already up there. I put my little card in the little thing, swipe whatever, take the thing out the hood, whatever. My wife said she wanted something to drink. So when I go inside the store, the other cop nudged the other cop and say, that's him right there. And I'm thinking in my head, what the fuck y'all want now? Y'all motherfuckers done said what you had to say. There's no more need to bother me. One of them said, come here, young man. I said, yeah, what you want? Both of them looked at me and simultaneously said, please don't go back up there no more. I said, y'all already told me that. He said, no, you ain't understanding. He said, we had to say that to you. One of them said, man, the look in your eyes, I didn't know what was on your mind, but I'm glad you got it off of there. That's what one of them said. And then the other one said that the one that had started it, they told me that they had been going up there to their house. They said I wasn't the first one. They say, so they had to say that to get me to leave, because if they was going to be calm and stuff, I probably wouldn't have left. They said, so they had to threaten me with jail and all this and all that just to get me to leave. That's what they said. I wish I knew their names, but I don't. But there was two of the most, and yes, I'm finna sound ignorant right now. They were two of the most best white police officers I ever seen in my life. And I'm not bullshitting. They was like, it wasn't you that we were upset with. We just had to get you out of that situation. That was God. Because I thought because the way they were talking, I'm like, man, fuck y'all. Like that. And when they told me, they said the one that you was finna possibly do something to, he's a child molester. That's why we had to run you from up there. I said, what? Say, yeah. They said that he wasn't supposed to be up there anyways. Am I lying? Am I telling the truth?
Telling the truth. Them folk crazy.
That's what they said again.
He said them folks up there crazy.
That's what he said. That's what the cops told us. Said them folks up there is crazy. Said, please do us a favor. Don't go back up there. I said, I'm not. They said, no, promise us. I said, I promise you won't see my face up there no more. And guess what? I kept my word. I didn't go back. I have never been back since. Never. Even though they tried to call me, man, we just want to talk. No, I'm good. So even if you have a sponsor, listen to your sponsor. That's the whole point. Because addictions can get you locked the fuck up. Addictions can send you straight to jail. It could send you straight to jail. Period. And that's my word. My name is Maurice Hallidieselman. No. My name is Maurice Tukala.
What's the?
It's a Tukala. Oh, do you have anything else to say? Because I'm in jail right now, so.
Nah, I'm good.
I didn't know that they serve good ass tea in jail. Damn. I think I'm gonna marry the tea maker. What's going on? I'm gonna get me a B11. I'm gonna get me old B11. You can believe that? And all right, my baby. To those of you that want to know, am I finished with my studio? No, I'm not. We've been having so much to do until it's, and we know God is making his move, y'all. I'm talking to y'all behind bars now. We know God is about to make a move in our lives because a lot of things. Trust me when I tell you, we finna be hella busy. And I will be going live when we get to Nashville. I still don't know whether I want to fly or drive. But my baby says she wants to drive. Now what? Watch this. She don't want to drive because, you know, I'm going to do all the damn driving. Motherfucker.
See the countryside.
Put your ass off on the countryside. She wants to see, because, well, like I said, we've never been to Nashville, Tennessee. So it's going to be an experience. We just going up there for a conference, and we got to do some other things. And I'll be going live. If anybody be on, they do. They don't. They don't. So that'll be September. We leave here September the what?
17th.
17th, and we'll be back September the
25th.
25th. So that's about what, 8 days, 8 or 9 days. Yeah. So we'll be up there for about 8 days, a little over a week. We'll be up there for about 8 or 9 days with the conferences and the certain other things that we have to do that I cannot say. And we'll be looking at some houses, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, some houses too. Because once I graduate with my master's, thank you, Jesus. Wait a minute.
Well,
I'm catching a B11 right now.
oh goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So once I graduate next year with my master's degree and put some more irons in the fire, then we'll be moving to Nashville, Tennessee. And that's where we're going to live for the rest of our life, and we will die there. Period. I told my wife, I said, I'm not moving once. Once we move, that's it for me. I'm not going nowhere else. You know, if we got travel, then we'll travel. But as far as moving anywhere else, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that no more. I'm getting older. My wife is getting older. So, I mean, I know we still young. Not young, but we're still young. You know, we still middle age. So, you know, but time is going to catch up with us. And so we don't want to do all that moving. You know, we just, I'm done with all that. I'm done with all that. But that's our plan. Well, that's not our plan. It's what the Lord told us to do, and we're going to do that. This music thing is still going. It's just taking a while. It's not me. It's my Father. He is the one that's doing it. So all we doing is following his lead. If he lead, we'll follow. Okay? But you can't do any of that. You can't live whatever life you want to live behind bars. You can't. Don't let your addiction take you there. I don't care what it is. Don't let your addiction take you behind bars. Period. My name is Maurice Mungeon. This has been One Man's Truth and the minute of his own opinion. We'll holler at y'all.